Let's go over question 1 from homework 8.4. We're given this information up here. We're investing $8,500 into an account that earns a 4.5% interest rate compounded monthly. And after 4 years, how much money will there be in the account? For this question, you should use the compound interest formula, which I'll bring onto the screen next. So P is the principal, the amount of money that you start with. R is the percent. N is the number of times that you compound, and T is time. So for this assignment, we can take those values, directly plug them into this formula to get the value that we want for A. Let me go back to MyLab Math. I'm going to note that it says, let's round to the nearest hundredth as needed, and that just means the nearest cent. So essentially, I'm just going to take these numbers, I'll go back to the formula, enter them into this formula here, and it's going to give me the value A. I highly recommend doing this in an online scientific calculator. The one that I use is the Desmos scientific calculator, which I'll go to next. So I'm really just going to type that expression here, hit enter, and it's going to display the answer over here. So let's go through that process. Okay, so to start with, going back to the homework, the principal was $8,500. In the formula, that means I put 8,500 right here. Let's start entering that into the calculator. So that was 8,500. Looking at the formula, I need to open a set of parentheses. So I'll click this next. If I look at the formula, it's then 1 plus. So I'm really just going to type this in. So we got 1 plus, and then we have this fraction, R percent over N. So here we got to be a little bit careful. So I'm going to type division. Notice that sets up a fraction. What was the percent? I think it was 4.5%. Let's just check. It is 4.5%. I have to convert this to a decimal, so I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the left. That means I'm going to enter in 0.045. Let's go to the calculator. So 0.045 is the percent. Next, we have to enter the number of times that the interest is compounded. We are told that it's monthly, and we just have to infer from this that means the number 12. 12 times over the course of the year. Okay, in the formula, I have to close the parentheses and put this in an exponent. So I'll close the parentheses. This is the exponent button, so I'm going to click this. And the values that go in the exponent are n, which is 12, and I believe t was given to be 4. I'll check that in the question. Yep, t is 4, n is 12. I'll go to the calculator. Let's see, so that was 12 for n, and I want to multiply that by, okay, I got to be careful here. I have to click the exponent, click multiply. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to open up a set of parentheses, do 12 for n, multiply by 4. Okay, now the whole thing is in the exponent. The nice thing about this is you can just look right over here, and it gives you the answer immediately. If you round to the nearest hundredths place, that's the nearest cent, which is to this 2. It should be that the answer is $10,172.92. Let's try it out. So it's $10,172.92. $10,172.92. I'm just going to double check that, make sure it was correct. It is. And I'll check my answer. And then it says, find the amount of interest earned. Oh, this is nice. Interest earned is going to be the difference between the amount that you have here and what you started with. So we're going to subtract 8,500 from this value. In fact, let's just go right back to the calculator to do this. So I'm going to copy this answer. I'll hit return. I'll display that answer, and I'm going to subtract the $8,500 that we started with. And it gives me this number over here. That has to be the interest that we earned, $1,672.92. So again, we're rounding to the nearest cent. That was 1,000, let's double check that, $672.92. And that's it. So for these questions, It could be if you're using a calculator that's difficult to work with, there can be rounding errors that occur. So I highly recommend that you use the Desmos scientific calculator because you can just enter in the entire expression and it gives you the exact value that you're looking for. You just have to make sure you round it to the correct decimal place.